15 to 30, wind chills of 10 below. Sunny Tuesday, high temperature of 24 degrees. Tuesday night into Wednesday, snow likely, about an inch of accumulation, with a high on Wednesday of 31. Thursday, sunny and colder, high of 21. Even colder Friday, partly sunny, a high of 3 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 7.
Are you looking for more in this world? Are you ready for something bigger? Then we are looking for you. The big-hearted, the bold, the messy and the gutsy. The teachers, the growers, the builders. The skilled, the sharers, the change makers. We need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go all in and all out. We are volunteers, partners, communities, working together, living together, bringing our experience, passion, and joy to building a better world together. From tackling climate change in Mexico to keeping kids healthy in Kenya, from sustainable farming in the Philippines to education in Kosovo. We learn more, give more, share freely, and serve boldly. Are you ready to tackle the tough stuff? To go the distance to make a difference? Then we have a place where you belong. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation and driving it home. Hello to our friends listening on KTNF in Minneapolis, St. Paul. We are thinking about you. I know that there's just complete chaos around you. We need to find out ways that we can help more. So thank you so much for tuning in. I feel bad because I feel like we're going to stress them out more by the things that we talk about. Soli Santos joins me in studio, guest co-host. She's a comedian and a fitness expert, actually. I don't know if you want to talk about that at some point. I have to get back to working out. She'll be joining me at Dino's Pizza and Italian Food on Higgins near Harlem.
Fitness and then pizza.
Yeah, you need the fitness so you can eat the pizza.
Pacing yourself, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Moderation.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I take so Jesse Rojo joins us in studio as well. He is with Indivisible EGT. You can go to indivisibleegt.com. That's Indivisible Elk Grove Township, and our comedy show at Dino's is in benefit of the work they do. I was out last night watching oh my God, we haven't even talked about the Bears. Anyway, I was out watching the Bears last night, and they had a great pizza. But I try not to eat all the crust because there were cupcakes there, so I was making choices.
You were trying to, yes. You were making choices. That's very wise.
Yes. And so I basically eat most of the cheese off the crust with only a couple nibbles of the crust.
You are so silly. I love it.
Just so that I'm not having all the carbs, Jesse. That's all I'm saying. That's why I do that.
I'm not saying nothing.
All right, I'm just saying.
She heard your eyes. She heard your eyeballs.
I'm not judging anybody when it comes to health, okay? I did not take good care of myself.
Did you watch the game? Did you guys watch the game? Did you watch the game?
I watched that. Dave and Buster's, one of my good friends I actually played with, was visiting from Washington. Not a great end.
Which reminds me, hello to our friends listening on KKNW 1150 in Seattle. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. But there was okay. It was 10-10 most of the game. And then the Rams pull ahead, and it was 17-10. And then this bonkers throw. I mean, Caleb Williams is scrambling in the backfield, right? He's like running around like nuts. And then all of a sudden he just launches it. And I don't even know, they had worked out, here's where you need to be when the ball's in the air, be on that spot. And this guy, I don't know who it was, caught the ball. It was insane. I have no idea. I don't know. I just know Caleb Williams.
There was definitely no planning.
There was no planning.
This guy's just, the quarterback is just running. Because everybody's chasing him. He's just
scrambling.
Okay.
Yeah, he just launches it there were 3 seconds left. I may as well just toss it and see what happens.
He was just like, whoa.
It wasn't even a Hail Mary. A Hail Mary has purpose, doesn't it?
No, a Hail Mary is you're going intentionally for just something possible.
He was just like, whatever happens.
Pulled it out of his behind, man. Oh, my goodness.
That was nuts. At any rate, I
missed it.
So that drove them into overtime. And then and then that was it. Rams got a field goal, and there was an interception. Like that was kind of not great, and then the game was over. At any rate, that's it for the season. That was it was fun. It was fun, but every game was like we were heading to the second half. Yeah, like with 30 points down, and all of a sudden they win like in the last few minutes.
Yeah, which is exciting.
It is. But my friend Rob, when we were up a few seconds before the halftime, and he was like, "I'm not comfortable going into the halftime with a lead because we never have. We don't
That's
do
what one
that."
of my friends said. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we didn't.
They're like, this doesn't feel right. I'm uncomfortable.
That's true. And then the Rams tied it up, so that was that for a while. At any rate, yes, I had I did indulge last night. It's some pizza and cupcakes and White Claws was what I was. Go very well with cupcakes, surprisingly.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
okay, I just learned something. Mm.
Well, it's kind of like seltzer water. That's all. Yeah. It's a little bit of a buzz. So at any rate, so you were watching at Dave & Buster's. I haven't been to a Dave & Buster's in forever.
Me neither.
I haven't been there. Like, do you go play the video?
Sometimes when I hear that, I'm like, they're still open?
You right?
Yeah, there's one in Schaumburg right near us right now. Oh yeah, we can go after this. Don't worry.
Is it the Woodfield Mall, or is it
right
in the
there in the Woodfield Mall?
In the mall? Okay.
Not in the mall, no.
Not part of the
on
mall,
the outside
like,
of it, no.
like one of those standalone buildings. I used to take the boys all the time to the Rainforest Cafe at the Woodfield Mall. Like, I started that because when Griffin was born, I thought I want to do something exciting for Halloween, and so I would take him because I didn't want to go somewhere scary. Yeah. But Rainforest Cafe with all the they have like the thunder and they have the aquariums.
Exciting, not scary.
Yeah. So that was our tradition for a long time. I would take the boys in their costumes to the Rainforest Cafe. Just saying. At any rate, so democracy is under threat. We have cities
Those were the
under
good
siege.
old days.
I know. I'm saying
when we didn't have to wake up worried as much about democracy. When we were living life like with sparkles in our eyes.
I know. I had a comment in one of my posts from someone in another country. I'm getting a lot more interaction from Australia. Yeah, Australia, Scotland, because that post it went 400,000 people. So I'm getting international followers now, which is great. Yeah. And like one person said, I thought there would be more like you, and I'm like, well, I just have a big mouth. And there are more like me. But also, somebody wrote, and this was so dark.
I'm sorry.
No, please. No.
My question. I have a question. What did they mean by more like you? Like more people
speaking out against what's happening in this country.
That's what I thought you meant. And I feel like they're not getting. They're not getting what we're doing here. There are people. Right. We know that. You know, like, could there be more? Absolutely. But I don't think that internationally they're getting the videos or seeing the level of protests that are happening across the country here.
Well, which is why the haters become valuable, because the more they interact on my page, the more the things that they follow that people are getting that are negative or MAGA, then those people start to see what I'm putting, because so many MAGA followers are on my page. Do you know what I'm saying? So then it goes into their algorithm.
There's a positive purpose out of that.
That's why I engage with them.
The hope is you break that echo chamber.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's something
strategy.
Yeah. Well, and I have some things that I copy and paste. If there's the same response over and over, well, she shouldn't have tried to use her car to kill Jonathan Ross, right? So I have copy and paste an article to a story from 2013. There was an investigation for Border Patrol. There was an investigation in more than 65 instances. Border Patrol agencies were walking in front of the car to justify shooting the driver, and they changed their policy to make sure that they were not putting themselves in front of the vehicle, and if anything, to never shoot at a moving vehicle or into a vehicle, and to use every means possible to get out of the way of the car, including what he had access to, which was stepping out of the way. Right. So I copy, and I have that in a doc, and I just copy and paste it with the link to the article. It's a perf report. It was a government report, PERF, and people will come back at me and argue with me, but I'm like, I'm sorry. Here is from the government's website the official stance of Homeland Security training of not walking in front of a car. So I put that out, and one guy was like, "You're a bot. I just see this over and over again." Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and type this friggin' thing out every day, dude. So. Yeah, so that's what I do. So it's perf. It's a Border Patrol investigation. So the point is, Jonathan Ross was serving with the Border Patrol in El Paso where the investigation happened. Sorry, that's the connective tissue. Yes. Come at me.
if anybody does need to know, because we've actually heard this, there is some miscommunication around, like, the Supreme Court has said exactly that, which is actually not true. What the Supreme Court did was, and I'm looking at it on the screen right here, Graham versus Connor back in '89, they established objective reasonableness. In other words, you can't do something unreasonable, and eventually that became exactly what Patty just said there, which is now Border Patrol, law enforcement in general, cannot justify deadly force by putting themselves in danger. You cannot claim self-defense if you're putting yourself in danger.
Yep,
That's
the whole
concept, Tom.
That's why I talk about that so much, because the thing is, they convicted Renee Good by press conference and exonerated Agent Jonathan Ross, the murderer, by press conference, because that was what they were doing. Over 65 instances of Border Patrol agents placing themselves in front of a vehicle in order to that was what the investigation found, to justify using deadly force on the driver. And that's where he came from. And he trains the agents in Minneapolis. That's
right.
He became
right. It's not out of ignorance. It's out of definitely, like, he knew exactly what he was doing.
It's their SOP.
Right. And their response to all that, like you're saying, trying to put the blame on Renee. I mean, it's a level of political gaslighting that is just like, at the level of it is like, sometimes I watch the news and I literally, I'm baffled and I'm shocked at the level of, like, they're just not even trying anymore. They're just like, they're not even trying. Like, they're just like, this is what we're going to do.
Well, Stephen Miller was on Fox with Sean Hannity, and he said that we could take Denmark because it cannot defend itself. That by 500 years of international law, if a country cannot populate, defend, and improve a territory, they no longer deserve to have it. There is no such thing unless that's the law of pulling stuff out of your ass in the green room before you go on television.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
Right.
I'm sorry, it is not true. And actually, after World War II, we were part of crafting the treaty to make sure that might makes right never happened again. That is why NATO will dissolve, and they are training their forces right now. Germany, Sweden, France, Canada. They are all training to defend again. They're training to fight us.
Yeah.
And they've already said, we will shoot American soldiers when they arrive.
Yeah.
And let us remember again, Trump got elected on the pledge of ending forever wars.
Right.
On the pledge of redefining the Republican Party so it's not an interventionist party. And yet, here we are.
Yeah, doing the exact opposite of what they've said about that, and then having the audacity to be upset that he has not gotten the Nobel Peace Prize.
Not just upset. He says it's why he is not going to provide peace.
Well, you haven't provided peace since you stepped into office.
I don't think he did before then either. I don't know.
You know what? I was thinking that, but I was like, let's just keep it to the his presidency.
No, I mean,
but it's true. I mean, he has a history of just being, racist and combative. I mean, he's been doing it for decades. It's not a new thing. New Yorkers know this already.
Yes.
That's why they hated his guts before he ever became the president, because they already knew his history in New York. And so it went national, and people are like, oh, most people are like, oh, he's that reality star dude. And everybody in New York is like, no, he's the jerk real estate guy we've been putting up with for the last 30 plus years.
Yeah. It's exactly right. And the fact that he was convicted on multiple counts, right? This whole party of law and order can miss me with their BS.
I just don't. At what point? I mean, what's the breaking point for some of these people? I mean, all it has proven to me is the level of soulness that people are willing to, the price they're willing to pay for power or position or whatever their personal goals are. These people, and I'm saying, like, J.D. Vance, and the rest, all of them, Stephen Miller, let's just go down the list. It's like some of them, including J.D., were against him in the beginning.
Oh yeah, he called him Hitler.
Yeah.
Yes,
he called him that. I'm sorry, I haven't even done that. I've compared the ICE agents who behave the way they do, especially Bavino, who clearly in his trench coat is cosplaying as a Gestapo. I'm just sorry, he just is. But no, he said he was J.D. Vance called him Hitler.
Right.
And they all, like Cruz, Rubio,
Yes.
they all said, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, sweating because Donald Trump has his hand on the nuclear codes.
Marco Rubio was hugely against him from in the beginning, talking about him.
Yeah.
And now look at him, just loving every moment.
No. Well, I don't think there's any saving them, period. This is probably controversial take right
they've
here,
sold
guys, but politicians
they've
are
sold
not good
themselves
people
down the
usually.
river. Yeah,
Big controversial take. Politicians, they are driven by self-interest, re-election, keeping power, and therefore right now they are not really looking at it in that way.
Right.
What you said, though, what's the breaking point? I think that's what you said. That's what my life's dedicated on right now, because I am genuinely, I've been driven by this idea, this promise of political unity for however long I've been involved in politics, and it is harder now to believe in that ever.
Right.
And it's, I'm back and forth. I wish I could tell you what the answer was.
I think all of us wish somebody had the answer. And at this point, nobody has the answer to that question. Because as they keep furthering, it just keeps it's like a bottomless pit.
That's where I'm willing to admit I was wrong. Previously, I actually had ran for office last summer. I ran objectively as moderate. I ran on the idea that if we can just compromise, if we can find common ground, that'll be enough. I was wrong. Plain and simple. I mean, Batty can take a victory lap on that one.
I'm kind of. I mean, I didn't. I thought I could do better, but and then I would have had to run every 2 years and beg for money and do all the things. And I have to take a break. Let's take a break here and continue our conversation with my guest co-host, Soli Santos, who joins me on Saturday, January 31st at Dino's Pizza and Italian Food, along with Dwayne Kennedy, Joe Kilgallen, headliner Hal Sparks. There'll be live music, all-you-can-eat pizza when you purchase your ticket at indivisibleegt.com. Jesse Rojo, who is one of the very active members and helping organize this event, joins me in the studio. He's also a policy advisor, an activist, and a veteran who has some great insight for us as well. We'll take a break here and continue our conversation on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950. We're so glad you're all here. I'll be right back.
My name is John David Carpton.
Dr. Kimberly Stegmeyer.
Dr. Edith Perez.
I'm a medical oncologist.
And I focus on cancer prevention.
People are always asking me, why?
Why do I do this work?
2 words come to mind for me. One is responsibility. The other is purpose.
There was a child that I took care of and adored, and she said to me, Dr. Kim, will you remember me forever? Sorry. It's been a hard year.
Every day I think of the faces of patients when I see their smiles, when I tell them that new treatments are helping their lives.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
As a veteran, you get a lot of advice, but wisdom's harder to come by. A lot of people imagine themselves in our shoes without understanding the weight on our shoulders. The truth is, few can understand the pressure of finding your own way after serving in the military. But few isn't none. Steady yourself. You're not alone. You've got support. Learn more at maketheconnection.net.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ed Council.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Patti Vasquez is taking your calls now.
All right, let's hit it.
At 773-763-9278.
I got a lot to say.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
As I mentioned earlier, I want to thank folks who've been reaching out on social media through Facebook and Instagram. I'm starting up a little bit on TikTok. Please follow me. It's the Patti Vasquez Show on all 3 platforms. And we have created a nice little community there. I'm going to get more active on the groups. I know we have a group that kind of is a shield from all the really horrible comments that people post. I mean, there was, after Renee Good's murder, a lot of folks who said one down, thousand to go.
Yeah,
a lot of she deserved it kind of language. And did I see Kristi Noem say, keep Jonathan Ross's name out of your mouth on the weekend shows? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
He got a Bruce. Keep his name out of your mouth. Yeah. She is such a wildly dumb human being. I'm sorry.
What was she trying to do? Pull a Will Smith? Was she ready to smack somebody in the face? What's going on here?
What?
Oh
my God, Lady B, is that a problematic call? We have Paul. I was gonna say, because sometimes there've been some. You know what? Let's not even encourage anyone to do the kinds of things that I've heard of. Let me get to Paul in Seattle. Paul, you're on with Jesse Rojo and Soli Santos, my guest co-host today. What's on your mind, my friend?
Well, I mean, it's just unbelievable that what we thought were moderate or decent members of the Republican Party, especially those in the Senate, like Lisa Murkowski, a senator from Alaska, who we thought was a decent, and then Susan Collins, of course, they both voiced their concern about Donald Trump threatening Greenland. This whole party has gone off the deep end and into the dark side because they could stop this, and this is so far beyond, for instance, where Richard Nixon was in 1974 when the party told him, in a particular, Barry Goldwater said, listen, you better resign or you're going to be impeached and convicted.
Yeah.
And you look what's happened in those 50 years, that this party has gone, and it's been accelerated in the last 20 years, or really, it started, I don't know when it started, but you take the Newt Gingrich Congress, that was just absolute, the contract on America, and he was just nothing but nasty, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse every election cycle to where they have, and they've said this, by the way. They've said this on talk radio, the conservative talk radio, as much as I have over the last 20 years, and they say, we want the most conservative person that can get elected. And what they really mean is they want the most extreme person that can get elected. And I don't know what these people like Lisa Murkowski and other members of the Senate think the outcome is going to be when the United States is completely isolated. Do you think Donald Trump's just going to bully his way through this? No, we're destroying these relationships for a generation.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean go ahead.
Unless we have somebody incredibly, charismatic. Well, if we had somebody who was planting the seeds of positive energy now, who helped, the rest of the world see that there was a path forward, possible. But I don't see that at all from anybody.
No.
I don't know.
And it was amazing. I was speaking at a forum, a constitutional forum that was held on Saturday, and one of the things I did is to point out, because this is about reading the Constitution, I said we're going to start. The first exercise that we did in this forum was learning the anatomy of the Constitution, starting with the preamble. And I said, you read this, we the people, and everybody reads it like it's a speech. It's not. I said, read these words, and what it says essentially is, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union. I said, what the hell does that mean? And we went through the 6 things that were the 6 reasons, essentially, for writing the Constitution. And I said, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. It says this is we the people writing this, and we are establishing the federal government. It's not the other way around. We are the potter. The federal government is the pot. The pot is not the master of the potter, and we now have the pot attacking the potter. That's an analogy that comes right out of Scripture. That's what's going on right here, is the federal government is now which we created. We, the people, created this. Just read the preamble and really go over every one of those. For instance, I said, what is a more perfect union? Why would they write that? Well, because the Articles of Confederation were not working, essentially all 5 of those, is because the states were at each other's throats and after beating the British, nearly had a civil war with one another.
Yeah.
So we created a common central government which would benefit us all. We created it. The federal government did not create the states. The states were already created. That's the way you have to jump off. And then I went through some other things about it. But this federal government has, and it's been this creep, this kind of mission creep or slide that everything. This is exactly what abuse, the grooming of abuse and the grooming of cult is, that it just gets worse and worse, and nobody says anything. Nobody can stand up, because I frankly think they're all so afraid of Donald Trump and what he will do to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, and it's also. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you on my show.
I think it's your show.
There's a lot of things. But look, it was even hard, as you know, to come to that agreement with what the different needs and wants of all the different states were, and all the individuals who wanted to protect slavery or wanted all those elements to get them to that point. As you mentioned, even a civil war amongst themselves. So we feel fortunate enough, and it was always vulnerable. This is what Abraham Lincoln argued even before. In the 1830s, he gave a speech about how our enemy, we're not going to be destroyed from outside, from those across the sea or outside of our country. It's going to be from within. And he talked about how there was vigilantism, that there were people taking justice into their own hands, and he said that was the biggest danger. I mean, we are at a point right now. We are on what a lot of people are calling the knife's edge of democracy, and if we can't get this, if we can't pull ourselves back from this, this might be a long haul. And Scotland looks really good to me right now. Is all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, thank you. I'll go with you, because
Hey, Scotland is actually awesome.
I'm 1/8 Scottish. My great grandfather came from Scotland, and therefore somebody told me, a friend of mine that lives in Canada said that I can actually be a member of the Commonwealth with 1/8 ancestry.
Same for Irish. It's sort of this loose. It would have been easier if my dad had, because my great grandmother was from Ireland, and so if my dad had gotten his paperwork done, it would be easier for me.
Right.
I would do Mexico. Obviously, my mom is from Mexico, but my husband would spontaneously combust in the places in Mexico that I would like to live. He's
a little too hot.
He has to wear sunscreen when we go to bed in case he dreams about the beach.
You are ridiculous, Patty. That's hilarious. I love
Let
it.
me just say something. Let me.
Yes,
go. Yeah.
What Lincoln said, I was thinking of a study of scripture that I was doing, and the leader said, and this was referring to the betrayal of Jesus. He said, and this is so true: sabotage is always an inside job.
Yes, that's what I said Friday. I said it on Friday. I said the oppressor never succeeds without the help from somebody of the oppressed group. They do not succeed unless somebody from the oppressed group helps them. Historically, if you look at anything, anywhere historically, the oppressor has always succeeded only with the help from the oppressed, from those that are from the oppressed.
Right.
Oh. No.
That betray themselves and their own community. It's the only way to go.
It makes we have the system that we have. I mean, there's one quote that I always remember on today. Obviously, right, guys, it's Martin Luther King Day. One quote that always stands out for me with him was how he said that blacks and whites are pushed to fight each other in America and are then sent to fight alongside each other and die outside of America. We are being pushed to be enemies by people who are benefiting from a system that is screwing over 99%.
Yeah, that's why they want us all separated. That's why they break us all into different demographic groups, right?
President Washington made that warning about how political parties will create fractionism, will create political tribalism, and all this, and we are seeing it right now. The only thing I don't need to shout out that gives me some hope: Gallup did a recent poll where 45% of Americans right now identify as independent. Now, let's be clear. That does not mean 45 or straight down the middle. That's does not mean...
That's a much bigger number than... It's usually about 30%,
the biggest it's ever been. It's the biggest it's ever been. 27% Democratic, 27% Republican, now 45% say they are independent. And what that tells me is that the majority... Yes, though.
Come on. Like we were
want change.
Because people. No, it's true. You're right. People want change, and they're not finding it from either party, and that's where the frustration is. It's like, okay, you know what? If these are our two options, and neither of these two options are doing it for us, now we need to figure out what's going to be the third option. I think that definitely is starting to evolve and grow, and I think third party or fourth parties even will start becoming more of an actual. Build some strength in there if they keep going the way they're going.
I think it's possible.
Thank you so much for calling.
You know,
you can have the last word, Paul.
Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
Well, being beat over the head with the propaganda of patriotism, which has been a racket for a long time in this country. I was just going over listening to the original midnight special that Leadbelly did, and it's like you look at those words and go, "Oh my God, it has just been." Patriot is, I call it patriotic propaganda. That this is not the land of the free, home of the brave. This is the land of the greedy and the home of the slave.
Oh, yep. And that's why I'm so happy my dad taught me that to be a patriot means to work to make your country better.
There you go. Thank you, Paul. Have a good night. Let me take a break here. Paul. We've got a guest coming up in just a moment. Patrick Jones, who's running for sheriff of Will County, will join us on the phone on WCPT 820, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950. Thank you for being here, everybody.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. A few isolated snow showers tonight, not much accumulation, a low of 3 degrees. Winds out of the west at 15 to 30, wind chills of 10 below. Sunny Tuesday, high temperature of 24 degrees. Tuesday night into Wednesday, snow likely, about an inch of accumulation, with a high on Wednesday of 31. Thursday, sunny and colder, high of 21. Even colder Friday, partly sunny, a high of 3 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 5.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out TSA.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out TSA.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
When I first had my baby, I'd get comments all the time about how happy I must be. I remember thinking, I want to be happy. Why don't I feel that way? It was hard to admit that, even to my doctor. But I'm glad I did. She told me it was postpartum depression, and that is very treatable. These days, things are feeling good, and we're both happier about that. Right, little man? I'll take that as a yes.
Mental health care is working for Simone. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or
and Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
And we are driving it home with two guest co-hosts. We have in studio with us Soli Santos, who joins me on January 31st at Dino's Pizza and Italian Food on Higgins near Harlem. She'll be joining me, Joe Kilgallen, Dwayne Kennedy, and headliner Hal Sparks for an evening to benefit Indivisible Elk Grove Township. You can go to indivisibleegt.com. Our friend Al says that he has bought tickets. He says scroll all the way down for access to the tab on the page, and you can buy your tickets through Act Blue. That's Jesse Rojo joins us as well. He is one of the very active and wonderful producers of the show. I'm going to call you a producer now, who is working really hard to support the work that Indivisible EGT does. He's also an activist. He is a policy advisor and a veteran, so we're grateful for his insight into all the conversations that we have here. And joining us on the line right now is a candidate for the sheriff of Will County. Patrick Jones joins us. Hey, Patrick, how are you doing tonight?
How are you doing today? Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, I'm doing okay. You know what I tell people? I shouldn't ask how they're doing. I just ask, are you staying hydrated? Which means, are you taking care of yourself? Not just with everything going on, but obviously for you running for office. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally, my friend?
I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago by the Robert Taylor Projects. Will County has been my home for 27 years. So I moved out here when I was about 23.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your experience. Did you go into law enforcement at a young age? Was this something that you always wanted to do?
Well, it was one of adverse conditions. One day, my brother and I were walking home from church. The police stopped us, told us to open our pants up, and searched us for narcotics. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead. When my brother asked him why, he was struck. So... Now, I knew nothing. We were 10 or 11 at the time. I knew nothing about officer use of force, but I just knew a community shouldn't be policed in such a manner.
Wow.
So I said, if God ever gave me the opportunity to become a police officer, I'll do better. And he has. Thank God.
Oh, my God. So what has that experience been? So you've always served in Will County as law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for your... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say thank you for your service.
County.
Yep.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's truly been a blessing to serve. I've been with the sheriff's office for a little over 24 years. During my tenure with the office, I worked corrections, the patrol division. I was a SWAT operator, SWAT sniper, a crime scene investigator. I'm currently an assistant team leader with our crisis negotiation team, and I hold the position of sergeant, the rank of sergeant. I'm patrol division.
Holy moly. I think that we hear these stories. I remember I got into a full-fledged argument with somebody who didn't believe this actually happens to people, that it doesn't happen to black people, that there isn't this sort of interaction or these. And a Latino friend of mine tried telling him that he had been shoved to the ground, had his face held down against the pavement. And same thing, like my friend Danny was like, he wants everybody to have an experience that law enforcement is there to serve and protect. Oh. Tell us a little bit about your philosophy in that angle of like what law enforcement should mean in our communities.
Well, my vision that I have for law enforcement should be truth and transparency. That's why any use of force that against someone in the community, that video should be out and a statement should be released, right? We have to police these communities with trust, and if we start to hold back videos or don't release appropriate statements at the time, we will lose trust in the community. I also believe that sheriffs should be going to some of these community events, these community meetings. How else are we going to work on the problems or know what the problems are in the community? One of the things that I'm talking about that no other candidate is talking about is putting programs down in the jail. My mother used to always tell me, idle hands is a devil workshop. I worked at DuPage County Jail, which they have programs in the jail for detainees like, you can get your paint, you can become a painter, you can get your sanitation license. I believe that these programs will help reduce recidivism. We want these people to come out and be productive citizens and taxpayers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's proven, by the way, too.
Right.
No, it's those types of programs are how we're able to lower recidivism. Shout out to Illinois, by the way, for those who don't know. We have one of the nation's leading, or What are the lowest? Let's go that way instead. What are the lowest rates of recidivism in the entire nation? Another point you just made there, Patrick, though, is around transparency, building trust. I used to work with the, what was it called? The GAP ordinance, whatever, ended up being named at the end for Chicago to create police accountability. And one argument I always make, because we all know I love myself some, talking with people who don't agree with me. The argument I would make is that the reason for police accountability is because it builds trust in your community, which makes it easier to be a cop. In Los Angeles, when they passed community accountability, it drastically increased their homicide rate, how much they were solving homicide cases. Because if somebody is not trusted by their community, if a cop knocks on a door and the person doesn't trust them enough to open the door, that makes it significantly harder for the cop. Police accountability supports police officers.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you more.
Amazing. And it is true. I mean, a lot of what we're seeing now, and there's been so much work done to build that relationship between communities and law enforcement. We see a lot of harm being done by external forces outside of our communities. What are some of the things that people are talking to you about in regards to the presence of ICE agents and the federal presence in our neighborhoods?
Well, definitely that's issue now when policing in communities. First of all, I won't be participating in that. We have a mandate that I would be following. Second of all, I do not want people who are here so-called as immigrants to not come and report crimes to us. I want to protect that community. Very important to me.
Oh, that's fantastic. I appreciate hearing that. And I tell me a little bit about what you envision. I know you talked about transparency. I know that running for office can take a lot out of somebody. So tell us a little about what has surprised you the most about running for sheriff?
Oh, I was
just a sigh alone.
I appreciate it, right? Because the journey is what makes the person, But you just, I used to didn't take talking in front of people as well. You have to get rid of that. You have to get over that fear, And then you're very busy. You are dedicating yourself, right? Because you're serving people at the end of the day. If you're trying to become any elected official, you are here to serve people. So you have to take those calls. I've been to where one person wants to talk to me. Okay, I'll go meet you. To where I'm sitting in front of 50, 60 people that I'm talking to. So you have to give up a lot of time. And truly, you're serving to the people. That's all it is. It's a lot of time given up. But if there's something that you truly want to do, be ready to have some time and be ready to talk a lot. And go through with that, right? Because people trust you. If they got enough time to come out and cast a vote for you, say what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Say what you're going to say. Yeah.
I love it. What do you want folks to know? So here, you got 30 seconds. Give folks your platform, your mission, and your vision for this office.
Well, my truth and transparency. I want to be more into the community, to know what the problems are, and I want to put programs down in the jail and establish mental health for police officers. Real quick, I was on that stab him with the 6-year-old Wadi, the landlord, the palace.
Yes.
Yeah, can you imagine? And I later end up giving testimony to help convict him. But could you imagine the heroes and sheroes that ran into that house and saw that knife and bet it into toy?
That's traumatizing for sure.
Yeah, I want to put some programs in place. We deal with human beings at their worst. We see what they can do against one another. I think it's appropriate that we have programs in place and also enhance teaching, more teaching to officers deal with people who are going through a mental crisis.
I appreciate that. And how can folks get involved? And what kind of opportunities do they have for volunteering, donating to your campaign, and upcoming events?
Oh, thank you. Go to Patrick Jones, Will County Sheriff on Facebook. You can inbox. I'll get back with you.
Outstanding. Well, go get them. Thank you so much for the bravery that you showed, not just as a law enforcement, not just as in law enforcement, but also taking on the challenge of leading your community and your fellow officers. I really appreciate it, and we'd love to have you on again and let people know what's coming up. Okay, is it a primary or is this the election for you?
This is the primary. So. Okay. The primary is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Vote for Patrick.
And early voting starts on February 5th. I'm sorry. Vote for Patrick. Go ahead. You're going to say your number?
No, it's Patrick Jones. Yeah.
Patrick Jones. Excellent. Folks, early voting starts on February 5th. Do not hesitate. If you know you're going to be voting early by mail, please get those ballots in. And this is an important race. Again, if you live in Will County, it's Patrick Jones for sheriff. Have a great evening and go get him, sir.
You too. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you. Let's take a break here, and we'll drive it home into the home stretch on WCPT 820, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950. Soli Santos and Jesse Rojo join me in studio. It's Patti Vasquez. It's an all-Latino show. Look out, everybody. What?
Stephanie Miller.
I get to say my favorite sentence in the entire world. Here comes Kathy Griffin, hero of democracy. Hello.
How are we going to do this? Because I know we're both going to want to talk at the same time because it's a love fest. I am so in love with you. You are so important and wonderful and funny and brilliant, and you are who I aspire to be.
No, you.
When I grow up, I want to be you.
No, you. No, you.
Stephanie Miller, weekday mornings 8 to 11 on WCPT 820.
A loved one owns a gun, and for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior. They're just not acting like themselves. They've been distant, they've been unpredictable, they've been lashing out. They've been saying things that make you worried they might harm themselves or friends or family. Or you're worried this loved one might hurt you. Maybe they recently threatened someone with their gun. You know something needs to be done, and you wish more than anything you could hit pause on this situation. Well, here in Illinois, you can, with a firearm restraining order. In extreme cases, this order temporarily prevents a person in crisis from having a firearm, giving them time to heal before they do something dangerous or even deadly. If you are worried about a loved one in crisis who has access to a firearm, learn more about firearm restraining orders at illinois.gov/pause to heal. A public service announcement brought to you by the Illinois Department of Public Health, Brady, and the Ad Council.
A tree can be a warrior, battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees. Millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa. With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy. We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one. At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker. Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992. And don't forget to ask for Hawk or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our drive home. Joining me in the studio are my guest co-host Soli Santos, who joins me on January 31st at Dino's Pizza and Italian Food on Higgins near Harlem in a comedy benefit, a fundraiser to benefit Indivisible EGT, that's Indivisible Elk Grove Township, and we'll be joined by Dwayne Kennedy, Joe Kilgallen, and headliner Hal Sparks, along with some live music and all-you-can-eat pizza. If you go to indivisibleegt.com, you can click on the link to buy tickets, and that'll be your entrance. It'll be an ActBlue donation. And from Indivisible EGT, we have with us Jesse Rojo, who's an activist, a veteran, and a policy advisor, amongst many other things. And we are so thrilled to have you guys join me. Also, these conversations are made possible by our friends at Minocqua Brewing Company. Go to MinocquaBrewingCompany.com. Please check out their Substack, subscribe, be a paid subscriber to support the work that I and other columnists do there as well. My new piece today was if they can't defend it, it's ours. If you can't defend it, I can't remember what I named it. It's a piece about Stephen Miller. Yeah, basically his might makes right stance on Greenland and all that BS. I almost said another word. Minocqua Brewing Company also has a great, of course, marketplace. You can buy some great progressive T-shirts, progressive brew. The Resistance beer is one of my favorites. You can have it shipped anywhere in the country. So go to MinocquaBrewingCompany.com and pick up some great gear. We also want to thank Pride Coffee Roasters. Go to PrideCoffeeRoasters.com and order some single origin beans that are roasted to order. I got stuck there. Yeah. I probably should write these things down. They are roasted to order, and their beans come from all over the world, like Peru, Haiti, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Asia, just to name a few. And they are magnificent. And they also sell these in person at some of the farmers markets. They have live events. I know they'll be joining us the Sunday before the next Super Bowl. Or the Super Bowl, not the next one. It's just another game that we're not playing in. That's why I don't care. But we'll have a pop-up farmers market chick where they'll be in person at PrideCoffeeRoasters.com. And thank you to Source Solar. Go to source.solar, make an appointment with Peter Sorellis. Maybe it's time to get solar panels on your house or business. Now's a good time to make that call. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? What's on your minds, my friends? It's
what about
super
the
cold outside.
article that I found just on CNN? Recruiter pitches joining the military to Minneapolis high school students to protect their families from ICE.
Wow.
Oh, I could talk on that one.
Yeah. Well, so this is an interesting situation, Jesse, because the governor has called up his National Guard, and they still haven't been deployed necessarily, but they are trying to distinguish the way they look in contrast to ICE agents, to police, which many people are saying the police, the sheriff's departments are helping ICE rather than the protesters, or they're assisting them even in ICE activities.
It's been shown a few times, yeah. Now, with that one, I think it's first, let's be clear, this instance of people joining the military to get immigration status or citizenship or get citizenship for their families, it's been actually something that's occurred for a while.
That's not new, right.
Unfortunately, though, what has not occurred for a while is immigration officers literally going to courthouses to detain people who are going through this entire legal process. And that has literally happened to people serving right now. I remember when I did a press conference in the south side of Chicago with Congressman Rojo and Jackson, and we entered the ICE facility. There were two soldiers who at that time were going to my old unit, 317th down Homewood. They were there escorting their mother just to be able to be there in uniform and everything. And this is literally what gets me. Period. We talk about, we love our country, we protect our troops and all this, and yet this is not love. This is exactly what was said earlier. Patriotic propaganda, right?
Right.
No.
Right.
To be a patriot means you're willing to see when your country is not perfect and work to make it better. Right now, to be a patriot means to protest. Right now, to be a patriot means to fight and to advocate and to stand up for something better.
Yep.
Right. This is what when they say stuff like, oh, if you don't like it here, you could leave type stuff. I find that really so interesting because, do you say that to your family members when you have a disagreement with them? Like, get out of the house. You say that to your kids, like, you get out of my house. Don't. And maybe some people do get to that point where they disconnect with their family. But the general thing with families is you have your relationships. You don't always get along, but that doesn't mean you stop loving each other, and that doesn't mean that you don't want the best for your family, right? So why wouldn't you have that same attitude with the country that you love?
Simple. It's because in the age of Trump, the word patriotism has been perverted.
Absolutely.
It is now
correct.
A blind love of your nation. It is ignoring problems. It is just accepting things as it is because that's our president or whatever else.
Right.
And that's just a lie, period. Yep. That's a huge reason why we started Illinois Veterans for Change, because we need veterans to be able to say, hey, I served my country and I'm serving it now as an advocate, as a protester, as a whatever else there is. And I'm just damn proud of that organization and their mission. Yeah.
Well, another organization that you're affiliated with, we have Lynn from Indivisible on the line. Hey, Lynn, what's on your mind, my friend? Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, how are you guys? I've been watching you. I thought I got to call in.
Aww.
You've been doing so many plugs. I'm blowing kisses.
Of course. It helps to have the comedians in studio with me. Like, Dwayne was here, and I totally forgot. I'm like, you have to come back tomorrow so I can talk about our event at Dino's. And so I've been doing it ever since. It's a matter of just repetition for me. So we're excited to do the event on the 31st. Lynn, how's it coming?
It's going great, especially with your promo. That Al, your friend Al, he RSVP'd, got him in. We're getting close. Space is limited.
Hey.
So
That's amazing. I love it.
So, yep, Soli, I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yes,
I'm
the
excited.
same.
I can't wait. It's going to be such a blast. We all
Looking
need
forward
this
to
night.
it.
I'm so excited you guys are coming.
Right?
We're doing this in my neck of the woods. It's like, I mean, Harlem and Higgins is just like, I grew
So
up,
conveniently
like, blocks.
located.
It really is. And for folks, I want to tell you, if you're coming from, out of the area and you're like, hey, I'd like to, maybe I want to have a couple of drinks. It is blocks, literally just a few blocks from the Blue Line Harlem stop. So it's really easy to get there. There'll be plenty of parking in the area as well. Dino's has such great food. It'll be a night of laughter, of music. Tell folks a little bit about the work that Indivisible has been doing.
Well, we actually, believe it or not, only got together May 1st. We put together a ragtag team, wow. and I met Jesse, and I'm like, you got to be part of this team, and a whole lot of other people. And our very first event was No Kings 1. That was like our first one, like just bite off the biggest bite we could do. So we had our first No Kings. We had 6,000 people show up in the suburbs of Chicago, in Arlington Heights.
Incredible.
It just blew us away. Yeah, Raja Krishnamurti spoke at our first event. Like, what?
Mary Beth Canty
was
as well. My boy Justin O'Rourke. Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Yep. Yes.
I love Canty.
Yes, we were represented. Yes, Mary Beth can speak at any event we ever have. She's just got an open invitation. She's phenomenal. But yeah, it was a great event. Since then, we've done mutual aid events. We had SNAP benefits events, collected donations for local immigrant families up in Rolling Meadows, and then No Kings 2. We doubled it. We had 12,000 people. They said it couldn't be done, but
that's amazing.
So great.
Yeah, and our friend Patty was there. Patty, you were swarmed. I hardly saw you. I saw you for like 5 minutes.
It was so
and
cool.
then, I couldn't get near you. Everybody was like, Patty's here. Patty's here. What? Patty's where? Patty's over there.
Too funny.
Phenomenal.
Thank you. And
that was a cool event.
Well, we'll all be swarmed at the. We'll all be swarming with love and joy and support at Dino's
and
pizza and comedy and music. Thank you, Lynn. Let's call again. I'm going to have all the comics on. I'll have Joe on soon. We'll have Dwayne back in. Soli will be back as often as she wants, and Jesse, of course. So I've got to run.
As often as you'll have me.
Ladies said, bye, everybody. Have a good night. Love you all. Bye.
Adios.
Tell me how you're doing, really. Tell me that you missed the bus this morning, your rent's past due, and your stress level has skyrocketed. I'm here for you. To listen, not judge. To connect you to local mental health resources. No matter what you're going through, specialists like me from NAMI Chicago Helpline are here for you. Call or text Helpline to 833-626-4244. That's 833-626-4244.
Is credit card or other debt making it difficult to pay your rent or mortgage? Home insecurity is often the unintended consequence of an inability to pay mounting credit card debt, student loans, or medical debt. But by working with a nonprofit credit counselor, you can avoid or reduce the risk of eviction or foreclosure while tackling debt for good. For more information about how